Hey boys and girls, welcome back to New Stuff TV, the untechnical tech channel. I'm your host, Antoine Inky Blacks and Poppy Coes Richardson, because today we're going to be talking about the 2025 LG C5 in 65 inches. That's a lot of fives. So I've had about 3 weeks with this TV and man, it has been a joy. I've actually done a couple of other videos on it and you should definitely go check them out. But today we're just gonna get into my overall experience with the TV, starting with the design and build quality. It's got a sleek minimalistic design with some really thin bezels and it all sits on top of a pedestal, which is fine because it's a super thin and super light TV, but you got to start watching out for that as you get into bigger sizes and heavier TVs. I know this for a fact because my TV stand has a wide open space in the middle for gaming consoles and stuff, and if you have a really heavy TV sitting on a pedestal in the middle of there, it'll start to sink in the middle and then things just look weird. But you shouldn't have to worry about any of that, especially with the 65-inch model because it's thin and super lightweight. Now, as I've gotten used to this new Magic Remote design, I absolutely love it. I just still wish there was a way for the user to permanently disable it. That way the on-screen cursor doesn't keep popping up by accident. And if you don't want it to be part of your experience, it doesn't have to be. I also wish there was a dedicated input button, but I did find a shortcut for you. All you got to do is press and hold the Home Hub button, and then all your inputs are going to pop up on the bottom of the screen. As far as the interface goes, the B5, C5, and G5 are all going to be using WebOS 25. If you're a new WebOS user, at first glance, the homepage can be a little bit overwhelming, but I'm telling you, man, take a deep dive into some of those app suites, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. It's actually really nice how they packaged everything up front and center for you to use. And once you realize what's really packed in there, you'll start to understand why I keep telling you guys that this can be a lot more than just your TV. Now the C5 seems to be a lot more responsive and a lot faster than my experience with the B5, but I'm gonna give you a pro tip, man. If you can, hardwire your TV via Ethernet cable, and that way you can get the most fluid experience out of the TV possible. Also, don't forget to download that LG Think app. That way you can operate your TV and do a lot of stuff on it from your phone. Now let's jump into some of the content I watched. So LG Channels has actually been the star of the show this time around. I went on a couple of binge watch sessions with Duck Dynasty, Anthony Bourdain, and Nip Tuck. Man, they had Nip Tuck on demand, all 6 seasons, homie. Now, all of these shows look great, as if it was their first time airing on TV. I didn't have any problems with the upscaling or the colors or anything. Everything just looks like it was on TV for the very first time, even though I was watching a bunch of reruns on stuff. Now, LG's been really proud of 2 things with their 2025 releases, and that's upscaling and brightness. And as far as I can tell in my experience, they got every right to be proud of this stuff. Now with all my overhead lights on and even with the shutters open on the window over there in the daytime, I never felt like I was straining or leaning into the TV trying to see into the shadows of dark scenes or anything like that. And as far as brightness goes, it's a glossy screen, so it is what it is. But with the ability to crank up the brightness, man, I had no problems getting rid of those shelves in the back when I was seeing them in the TV. Just crank up that brightness and those shelves just disappeared. Oh, we also stream The Accountant 2 on Amazon Prime. You guys got to check out Bonnie and I's movie night video that we did a couple weeks ago. That's where we talk about all the shadow detail and how it handles the blacks and the colors and stuff like that. Man, great freaking movie. You definitely got to check that one out, and also check out the video we did on it. So for everything except gaming, I like to use the cinema preset. It looks really good coming right out of the box. And this is gonna be good for somebody who just wants to pull their TV out of the box and start enjoying it without having to spend a couple of hours dialing it in and fine tuning and stuff like that. Now, as far as the sound goes, I actually prefer the cinema sound preset, but bruh, get a soundbar. The audio is not the strong suit here. Now, just like with my LG B5 experience, the gaming on the PS5 was nice and clean. And from what I could tell, they share the same gaming menus too. But where I had the most fun gaming was from the Game Hub that's built into the TV, man. I downloaded Centipede, Pac-Man, and Tetris. And it was just nice to be able to kill a few minutes gaming without having to fire up the console. And I was doing all that from the remote. You can actually use this as a remote with some of those casual games. Movies, gaming, getting some stuff done, and even working out, man. This TV seems to want to do it all, and it actually does it pretty doggone well. Falling smack dab in the middle of the entry-level B5 and the Baller Edition G5, I can definitely co-sign a decision to get the C5 if you wanted one. And I'll bet you any amount of money you'd be happy with that bad boy. Now, I'm not an expert in this kind of stuff, but what I do know is the LG C5 is a great all-around TV if you gotta have an OLED. And that 65-inch price ain't too bad either. Now, y'all keep being good to each other, and I'll see you when I see you.